In a time when the world shut down and WWE went silent, it was arguably one guy who was carrying the company. No, not you, buddy. One man claimed he had all the answers. And while fans disappeared from the arenas, Seth Rollins transformed into something unrecognizable. He became a prophet, a manipulator. Seth Rollins became the Monday Night Messiah. In 2019, Seth Rollins was one of WWE's top babyfaces. He began the year by winning the Royal Rumble and went on to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal title. Rollins embraced the role of a fighting champion. He defended the title against the likes of AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, and he even teamed up with Braun Strowman at one point. Seth Rollins' face run was kind of a mixed bag, but towards the end of the year, it went down and plummeted when he got into a feud with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And honestly, at this point, do I even have to talk about the match? We all know it was terrible. We all know it was bad.
Leave me alone! Akira!
At Crown Jewels, Rollins lost the Universal title to The Fiend, and the fans were done with him at that point. And his tweets defending WWE downplaying the criticism, that just made it worse, man. In November 2019, Seth Rollins hosted a meeting with the WWE Raw locker room following a disappointing performance from the roster the previous weekend. Rollins uses this promo to call out his fellow superstars. He accuses them of underperforming and declares that he is the only one, the only true person that's carrying the brand forward. Until KO stepped up. Kevin Owens was clearly fed up with Rollins' attitude and what he is saying. Just hits him with a stunner. This will eventually lead to a matchup between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw, in which it was ended by a beatdown by AOP, the Authors of Pain. And on the following week of Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens is backstage, he's looking for AOP, in which he finds them, and they beat the shit out of him again. And then it's revealed that Seth Rollins is the orchestrator of all of this violence, which of course he is. And on that same night, Rollins delivers a scathing rant against the WWE Universe. And in said promo, Rollins talks about how he done nothing wrong, how he done everything right for the WWE Universe, and yet they still don't show no love to him. Rollins claims that he puts everything on the line for the WWE Universe, and that he gets nothing in return, and that the fans don't appreciate nothing that he does. So that's why he chose to align with the Authors of Pain. On January 6, 2020, the Big Show of all people returns to help Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe battle against Seth Rollins and the AOP on Monday Night Raw. And on the following week of Monday Night Raw, Big Show, Kevin Owens, and Samoa Joe faced off against Seth Rollins and the AOP again, but this time in a fist fight, in which Buddy Murphy, he chooses to align with Seth Rollins and the AOP. On the following week of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy faces off against the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team titles, in which they won the Raw Tag Team titles that same night. So now the Monday Night Messiah and his #1 disciple is already dripping in gold. Eventually, Rollins is booked into a triple threat matchup against Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. The winner determines the face-off against Brock Lesnar at WWE Super Showdown. In said matchup, AOP attempts to interfere inside the matchup, but they're stopped by Kevin Owens, in which Ricochet is the eventual winner of that matchup. Remember Ricochet? I wonder what he's up to nowadays. Sadly for the Monday Night Messiah, he doesn't get a title shot at Super Showdown. He gets to defend his tag team titles against the Street Profits though, which ended up being a really decent matchup, and they retained the titles, so that's nice. But they will indeed lose those titles on Monday Night Raw, so that happens. At WrestleMania 36, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens' blood feud culminates with a very decent matchup, but obviously is hindered because no fans is in the Performance Center at that moment, which sucks. But After a brutal stunner on the WrestleMania sign, Owens pins Rollins and ends the Messiah's undefeated aura. For the first time, the Messiah, he has failed. And oh yeah, by the way, forgot to mention, AOP got released during budget cuts because of the 2020 pandemic, so yeah, forgot to mention that. Rollins, desperate to maintain control, he targets a new enemy. He targets Rey Mysterio. Rollins claims Mysterio had disrespected him and that he's rejected the Messiah's guidance. So Rollins demands a sacrifice. And in one of the most disturbing moments on Raw, Rollins and his disciples held Rey Mysterio down and I can't believe I'm saying this. He forced his fucking eye into a steel steps. No. Let me reiterate. Seth Rollins gouged out Rey Mysterio's eye on live fucking television. So in kayfabe, Rey Mysterio not only survived being thrown off a fucking building, but his eye has been gouged out. And the storyline also had this weird element with Liam Mysterio and Murphy like clapping her, I guess. Like, I don't know, I don't really want to talk about it too much. The storyline will escalate into the infamous eye for an eye match. In lore, the only way to win the match is by removing your opponent's eye. Oh my gosh, man. Rollins would defeat Rey Mysterio in the gruesome contest in which, his eye, came out. I mean, just imagine being Rey Mysterio in 2020, being pitched all these ideas. You're being not only thrown off of a building during the Money in the Bank, you are also going to lose an eye. And on top of that, you gotta watch your daughter be manhandled by your coworker. Oh, poor Rey, man. But there will be some positives for the Mysterio family because at SummerSlam 2020, Dominik Mysterio steps in the ring for the first time. And although Dominik pushed Rollins to his absolute limits, the Monday Night Messiah ended up catching that dub. But Murphy began questioning Seth's leadership. The disciples started losing faith in the Monday Night Messiah. Eventually, Murphy turns on Rollins, choosing to side with the Mysterio family instead. I guess because he's clapping his fucking daughter. Oh my god. And Rey, he's just okay with this. New son-in-law. Haha, go Rey. And the only feud I haven't mentioned yet, which I saved for last, is the feud with the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. Drew, after fulfilling a lifelong dream by defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36, McIntyre represented everything the fans loved about Monday Night Raw. Strength, honor, leadership. But to Seth Rollins, Drew, he was just standing in the way of salvation, gang. Rollins claimed that Raw needed a true leader, someone with vision, someone willing to make the sacrifices, someone like the Monday Night Messiah. Week after week on Monday Night Raw, Rollins attempted to manipulate McIntyre, trying to convince him that joining the Messiah's cause would make Raw even stronger. But Drew, he wasn't buying it. Instead, he made it clear that if Rollins wanted the title, he'd have to take it from him. So the two finally collides at Money in the Bank 2020. Rollins threw everything at the champion. Curb stomps, he even got distractions from the disciples. But Drew McIntyre wasn't going down without a fight. After surviving Rollins' assault, the champion delivered a devastating Claymore kick, pinning the Messiah in the center of the ring. And just like that, Seth Rollins' quest to save Monday Night Raw had failed once again. So by late 2020, Seth Rollins disappears from television, taking time away for the birth of his daughter. But when he returned, months later, the Monday Night Messiah persona was gone. But the impact of that character will never be forgotten. And if you guys enjoyed this video, it'll be greatly appreciated if you hit the like button. And comment down below your favorite Seth Rollins Monday Night Messiah moments. And also, I want you guys to comment some topics and other WWE related things that you guys want me to talk about. And with that being said, Roman Reigns is out.